All right. So last time, while you guys were having breakfast, Alexandria had stopped to stop by. You guys updated her about the tournament, what had transpired there, about the things that have you've seen with Gokor and his taintedness of the by the old ones. Um, she in turn told you guys that Morley had been in contact with her and that the librarian hologram stone that you obtained wasn't really too useful because the librarian was formed after what you hypothesize was the old one Netosa's time, because when the librarian hologram stone was created, it was created when there was only one old one that was wreaking havoc and seducing the minotaurs with untold knowledge and power and whatnot. Um, Tilda and Aoife told the party about the dream that Aoife had. They also had discussed if it was possible to bring a soul back from the clutches of an Owen, which Alexandria honestly said she wasn't sure. Um, also brought up the fact that before Gokor was taken back, he had mentioned about being in lengths in a ruin, going underground, and he was captured there. Which Alexandria would say she will send some overflying scouts to see what ruins were the ones he might have gone into. While you guys were discussing all this, somebody thought it was a great idea to use legend lore to try to find out more about Aoife's past. More specifically, her parents. So you guys used legend lore, and the following phrase was as followed once Legendary was cast. She of many lightning fists, born of the village Milan, cared briefly by Sharpbang before brought to the Daoshan monastery by the druid Frey. This place where she trained and excelled and left to join the heroes of Leona, where she accomplished many feats. Feats listed as such. I did not feel like listening to such feats. Um, so you guys teleported to the humble village of Milan, Milan, to start your search. You guys spoke to Pliny the Elder of the village, who recalled there being a baby that the druid had found in the forest, that she brought to the monastery, not close-ish by. Prior to that, Pliny did recall there was a nomadic group led by a person named Sanga. But after that season that the nomadic troop had visited, he did not recall them ever coming back. The hypothesis perhaps they were besieged by wildlife or bandits or met some ill fate. Um, Led by one of the villagers, you guys went to visit Frey. Frey had met with you, did confirm the story about the baby, and when asked who Sharpfang was, it was discovered that Sharpfang was actually a bear that first stumbled upon said baby. And Frey, not knowing where Sharpfang was for a little while, discovered that Sharpfang had a baby in her care. Once the baby was healthy enough to make the trip to the monastery, Frey brought the baby there. It was also discovered that Sharpfang had passed away not too long ago when you guys had visited. So, long story short, Bear Friend is Sharpfang. Sharpfang sensing Aoife was in trouble after she had passed, was granted the ability to help Aoife by the guardian of the forest, the unicorn god known as Valerian, which was confirmed when Aoife meditated in the forest and had a short conversation with him. After an emotionally filled day, everybody retired to the mansion where Melody and Aoife sparred. Zatari got Bear Friend drunk. And that's where we are. You guys had just said goodbye to Frey, who declined having her arm regrown. She's lived with it for this without it for this long, so she doesn't really care to have it back at this point. Who knows what goes on in her head? Does anybody want to do anything before going back home?
I did. I think Tilda would have also said, if you're ever in Leona, and you can come visit us at the Rosewater. Is that our keep?
Yeah. Yes.
At the Rosewater Keep. About 3 hours outside of Valido, and give her kind of like a general area
Okay.
to Frey
Okay. Frey says
before we left.
of course, she would have thanked you for the invitation. Um, you know, very kind of you. And we'll consider it if she's ever in that neck of the woods, so to speak. Anybody else want to do anything before leaving?
Aoife's
Don't
good.
think so.
All right. So when you guys leave the mansion, you see that Bear Friend stops for a minute, kind of like looks back where she was, kind of like her, the mound of dirt that was designated as her gravesite, and starts, just sniffing around the area, just like looking around, like she's looking for something.
I'll go over and help her look.
Right.
I don't know what I'm looking for, but I'm assuming she'll let me know if I find it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see her look. She's looking in the tree line. And she like furls her brow for if she had like brows, but she's like furrowing. Goes over to one tree, kind of scratches the base of the bark a little bit, looks up. Aoife, roll perception check. Okay. It's not too hard for you to spot. It's maybe a little. Hold on, I need a die. Okay. But when she like kind of like knocks on the bark, causing the tree to like vibrate a little bit, you do see a little bit of rustling in the tree that she has been like kind of like knocking around a bit. And then when she spots that rustling, she just sits at the base of the tree, just looks up, and then a very small bird pokes its head out and like just cocks its head down towards you guys. It's, like, very hesitantly, like, starts creeping its way down towards you guys, kind of like keeping its eye on you, Aoife. You know, some of those birds you see in the forest sometimes that's able to like sit like vertically on the bark of a tree. Yeah, it does that. Kind of just like hops down slowly, very slowly. Then like when it's at Bear Friend's like line of sight, like where it's like near her head, it gives like a little like peck on the muzzle, and then like slowly hops onto Bear Friend's muzzle, kind of like pecks the head like once or twice, and then gets visibly more comfortable, and then kind of like slowly makes his way onto Bear Friend's back, kind of where between the two shoulder blades meet. And then Bear Friend seems to like nod, looks at you and says, Aoife,
Yeah.
this is Bird.
Hi, bird.
The bird like kind of just looks at you, like clearly not really understanding you, but kind of just settles onto Bear Friend's back anyways. Bird is Bear Friend's friend. Can Bird come with us?
Yeah, for sure.
Bear Friend nods. Thank you. Kind of just hops back down on it all fours, and it starts walking back to the rest of the group.
I think Shattuck would like to meet Bird.
I think Bird would be okay with that, but maybe not the duck.
Fair.
The one-legged duck that we have?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Bird doesn't like ducks.
Is Bird racist? What's going on here?
Are you asking Bear Friend if Bird is racist or speciest?
Melanie will say, why does Bird not like ducks?
Once Bird got into fight with a duck over food. Duck won.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the duck that we have is very small and only has one leg, so it probably wouldn't win. If it came down to it.
Maybe. Anyways.
Bear Friend, are you sure you don't want to stay here?
You see Bear Friend ponder for a moment. No. No.
Alright, well, you know you can change your mind anytime. If you want to come back here, you just can.
Okay. But
Oh.
I like being with you now.
Thank
Is that
you.
okay?
Yeah, it's fine. I don't want you to feel like you have to stay away from, something you like.
Hmm. Well, Bear Friend likes you.
Thank you.
Mel is gonna pick up a rock,
Okay.
like a rock from the first floor. Hand this to Zaitari. In case we need to get back here, that's how that works, right? I can just give you. We good?
I already have something.
Oh, well, we're good to go. I will take the rock if you don't mind, and just toss it over my shoulder.
Okay. Are you teleporting everybody back?
Yeah, that's what we want to do.
Okay. You guys arrive back at Rosewater Keep. You've only been gone for about a day, so you're already back. Sorry. Is there anything anybody wants to do before the virus comes over with the wish?
Roll
I don't
another
think
strength
so.
check.
Well, we'll see. Hold on. Roll another strength saving throw, please.
Wait, this having happened a few times, Mel is going to attempt to just kind of
Hey!
divert the flow and make sure that that Raine isn't just completely tackled by the child. Just kind of not stopping her, just kind of buffering a little bit.
Giving a little armbar, kind of.
Yeah.
Well-
I'm not clotheslining her.
Hey, that's why I didn't say clothesline.
So, how about if you do you kind of give Rain some support? Maybe also try to be part of the target, or maybe just
Yeah, there we go. I'll
Okay.
kind of just get in the mix, trying to hold Rain up and get some hugs.
We'll wrap the kid up together. It's mostly Melanie.
because of this, instead of being tackled to the ground again, why is my phone going off? All right.
Probably a spam text.
Because of your support, Shattuck is not able to get Rain off of her feet. And said, Rain, you're standing there, and she is hugging you, and kind of hugging Melanie at the same time, and it's like, hey, you're back already. Did you get me anything?
No, but maybe someone to meet later
Okay.
when they're ready.
Okay.
Because I imagine there's a bear and bird with us.
Yep. Yeah. So she's already chatting to you about what she did for the day. She goes through after you left, me and Pastries played for a while, and then I had to go and do some homework, and then I played again with Pastries and Persephone this time. Then she went to sleep. Then she woke up. Then she helped Tegan sweep up the shop a little bit.
Ooh.
Mhm. And then she just goes throughout the days, and then I took care of the animals, and then Henry said he found something, so I went where Henry was, and she kind of just stops for a minute.
Yes.
What did happen with Henry?
So Henry found a hornet's nest.
Is Henry okay?
Henry's okay.
Henry's the kitten, right?
Yeah, he's the kitten. Henry's okay. But the sheepdog that lives like across the field might not be okay.
Oh no. What happened to the sheepdog?
Well, I found a hornet's nest, and me and Pastries were like, we should go get somebody to move it. So we left, and then when we came back, the hornet's nest wasn't there anymore.
Okay, well where had it gone?
I think Henry took it, and then Henry came back, and then the farmer came to the keep, and then he spoke to Mom and like Pastry's mom, and she and somebody
I
else
was about to
left.
say, who was masquerading as you guys?
And it turns out that the sheepdog puffed up a bit. So then Reed had to come out of the library and help
What?
him.
I believe we might need to have a chat with Henry.
Yeah, she's like,
Agreed.
mhm.
But leaving to get help when you found it was a good idea. You didn't try to take care of yourself. That was smart.
Yes. Let's not play with hornets.
No. Persephone said it was a good idea not to play with the hornets.
You did the right thing, dear.
Thank you,
Look,
Mom.
Mom, I got this pet hornet's nest.
What is
Well,
the
it's got all
song?
of the
The
swan through it.
yeah. What is the song? I got a baby bumblebee. Like
Yes. Well,
well,
my mommy
mom
be so proud of
so
me.
proud of me. I'm bringing home a baby bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
That's it. Ow! It stung me. No shit. Continue. I'm sorry.
Nope, that's okay. Okay. But yeah, that was mostly her day. Because you guys were gone for one day. But yeah. So anybody want to do anything else?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this though. Are Theo and Trixie still at Rosewater?
Yes, they are. They have not left.
Okay.
Did you want to ask Shardak where they were?
Sure.
Yeah.
Shut up, darling.
Mhm.
Where's Uncle Theo
Oh,
and Cousin Trixie?
they're in the back, in the backyard. Last time I saw them.
In the poison garden?
No, not in the poison garden, like away from the poison garden. Like the area around the poison garden, but not close to the They're not in the poison garden, I swear.
I believe you. Thank you. If you'll excuse me.
Yep.
So I'll go find Theo, and have like a small, reunited and it feels so good moment.
Mhm.
With him and the baby.
Mhm.
And then I want to bring up an idea that Tilda's been kind of ruminating And I want to kind of run it past him, see what he thinks, and sort of like see if he will back me up on this idea, which is something along the lines of a free place where anyone of any uh date in life, any stature in life, can go to receive medical attention.
Okay.
A place
Ooh.
where everyone can receive hospice. A hospital, if you will.
Okay. When you go out to the back to see Theo and Trixie, you see he had put out a picnic blanket, and is currently like talking with Trixie with her on his lap, and she's like cooing and
Hmm.
at well, not pointing to things, but kind of like waving her arms a little, as much as a baby her age can wave her
I was
arms.
about to say, she's only a couple of weeks old.
I know,
right?
she's attempting to wave or do some motion.
She can't even really see what's going on.
Exactly. But yeah, Theo notices you. Waves. It's very happy. Will get up from his blanket with Trixie. And go over and hug you. And just start asking, oh, how did everything go? That kind of thing.
Yep. I'll tell him. Just kind of. Yes, it was a very short trip. Turns out their friend is the Aoife's bear friend is somebody who looked over her when she was a baby and is somehow still mystically here. It was very unclear. But there was something about Valerian. You remember that obscure demigod that has something to do with nature and
Judging by the very blank look on his face.
maybe I only remember because of the whole unicorn legend and Galanteras, unicorns, the sort of a thing.
I may have fallen asleep that day during my unusual minor and demigod lessons of nature.
Oh, that's all right. We can't both be the brains of the operation.
He'll kind of like let Trixie play with his finger and say, let's hope she has your brains and not mine.
I pray to Pelor and Erathis every day that is so. I give him like a kiss on the cheek. He knows I'm joking.
Yeah. Did you want to join us on the blanket, or did you want to go back upstairs?
I don't mind a little blanket time. It's good for Trixie to get some fresh air.
All right.
And like I said, I will kind of bring up the idea of a place of free healing that anyone of any stature in life can get. I want to kind of set it up in Toledo somewhere, preferably somewhere that is close to where the people who most need it will, be able to access it. But also, it needs to be well guarded so that people who want to take advantage of it don't take advantage of it. Yeah, basically, Tilda's trying to um, talk about a hospital being set up that kind of runs on donations, so like a St. Jude sort of situation where people don't have to pay anything.
What is this? A fantasy game?
Yes.
You see him nod.
If we're creating hospitals and like medical systems, we are not doing this the way that capitalism will do it.
Yeah, that's a good plan, actually.
Sounds like a bunch of commie talk to me.
Communism.
The wave of the future.
You see, Theo's nodding, asking questions here and there, like, when you start about asking about free, how, free, how is this going to be paid for? You mentioned the donations, where, when he also, like, introduced where it's going to be, probably where the people most need it, so probably people in, the poor, less fortunate section of town, or at least close by enough for them to get there. And he definitely likes he really likes the idea. And getting it started up is not what he worries about, is keeping it going. And he does bring up one point. He does bring up the fact that given the unrest that had happened during when the cult of the dragon was trying to take over Valido, it all kind of started with the fact that the queen was attempting to little by little give more power to the common people, doing so, taking some power away from the nobility. Theo wonders how best this could be presented to the queen and the nobility as you guys not trying to gain favor with the common folk when it's already going the way that the common folk will have more power eventually. He's trying to say, do you see where I'm getting at?
So if I'm understanding, basically, how do we make this look like it's a genuine effort to help people and not just, hey, let's curry favor with the people who are about to get a little more power eventually, and therefore
Exactly.
that's okay. Admittedly, it may look like that, but I would hope that given this is something that I believe the people need, darling. We'll be able to hold seminars teaching clerics about various techniques. People who aren't clerics could learn medical techniques, darling. They could. I believe if perhaps we hire people from, for lack of a better word, the gutter, people who are down on their luck, who have the skills but don't have the opportunities. Perhaps that will help.
Oh, make no mistake. I think this is, you know, a good idea. I just, so to speak, I'm playing archdevil's advocate.
Of course. This may be something we have to run past the others. They have a lot more they have a lot more experience with common people.
Agreed. And then when we finally decide to put this or bring this idea forward, I suppose we should talk to both our respective fathers and perhaps speak to, well, a couple other nobles we are,
Of course.
you know, yes.
And this is the fun part. We could hold an annual ball for charity, for donations.
As soon as he says that's like, and because he knows how much you love that, he's like, I think that's a splendid idea. But yes, let's talk to the others. Talk to a few of our colleagues, and I'm sure we'll come up with something that is foolproof.
Oh, is Alexandria still here?
If you ask Chambers, yes, she is still here. She has been hauled up in the library with Raine.
Okay. Once, and we don't have to cut this short. I just I thought of it and wanted to ask. I have a question for her before we skip ahead.
Okay.
I think the scene is basically done.
Yeah.
You know, we'll chill out. It will eventually, you know, when we're all together, or when Tilda calls a team meeting or something. But I'll tell you all about it. But you know.
Okay. Yeah, you just, and for the rest of your time, you two relax with the baby. Once in a while, Theo will bring up, well, how about, what if we include this in like the final plans? You know, just chit-chatting back and forth of how you guys can make this a more, especially when you start bringing it up with the other nobility, how you can present this in a way where it's, you know, you look like we've covered all the bases with funding, planning,
Right.
location, that kind of thing.
May have to get Maggie's opinion on some places.
She would know. But yeah, you guys do that. So Melanie, what did you want to do?
Melanie will go to Alexandria because Alexandria, I'm remembering right that she works with magical enchanted items, right?
Yeah, she owns a couple stores.
Okay. Alexandria.
What? She you see, she was like, you thought she noticed you walking in. She looks like she's looking into a book. She kind of like glanced at you for like a minute as you were walking in. And And then when you,
Oh, sorry.
y-
I thought you knew I was here. I make so much noise when I walk.
no, it's fine. It's fine. Make a perception check for me.
Okay. Oh, I'll tab. Perception. Ah,
Damn. You notice a couple things. First of all, there is a mug on the table. It looks like it is coffee, and it looks like it's been half drunk. You also notice that there are some rings of condensation where perhaps other mugs had been. You count two other rings. So you could probably theorize this may be her third cup of something. You also notice that her the wording on what she her writing seems to be very like she's not writing like very clean notes at all. It's like there's like jumbles of words here and there, and what clusters you can pick up. It looks like she's jumping around a bit with her research. Most of it, when you look at the paper, looks like it's pertaining to lengths.
sure.
Like possible like ley line locations and couple notes of where certain things were in the past when it was settled attempted to be settled a long time ago. But yeah, she's probably full of coffee and not too much sleep.
Didn't mean to startle you. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Um,
It's okay. It's okay. What did you need? Did you have a nice trip to Rabar?
Did we go to Rubber lately?
Milan's like at the yes, opposite
Oh,
coast.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize Milan was in Rubber.
Yeah.
Mobby. Yes. Good trip. Really strange, but good overall. Quick question. If I wanted to get an enchanted item, that was a little bit weird, do you have any recommendations of, maybe somebody who works in your shops that would be, like, really good at making, like, interesting magical items?
It probably depends on the school of magic you want them to deal with, or the majority of if it's a combination of a bunch of different schools of magic, the majority of what school of magic you're going to be working with. If you can describe to me what you want it to do, I can probably
Sure.
get an idea of what you're gonna need.
So, I need an armor rack to be enchanted so that I can just, like, do a command word and my armor just flies over and goes onto my body.
You see her blink a few minutes, for a few seconds.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
So here's the thing. we are having an event coming up, and I might want to look nice, but I'm not going to be fucking attacked and not have any armor at hand. So,
are you worried that you're going to be attacked at your own wedding?
Of course I am. Why wouldn't I be? Anyway, so I need to have, and also it's just great to have. Imagine something happens at night, you hear noise, you're like, oh shit, there's somebody in the house, I need to go murder them. And you can just go, bah, and have your armor on. If I don't sleep in it, that's a little much. Sometimes just the boots. But, so, who would be good at that? gonna be honest, money really isn't an issue.
I
killed
realize
dragons.
I realize with that with you. With all of you. Let me think. This is probably gonna have to be. You need an artificer.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. I know one of those. No, I don't know if this is quite a Tegan thing. This is more of a Tegan and somebody else thing.
No, Tegan
Tegan's
is not a magical.
That's the thing. He's good with mechanical, but not really magical.
No, you want something magical.
Do you know any artificers?
I know a few. I'm trying to think who would best suit your needs. You might want to. I think I'll send you to her. She also kind of needs the business as well. Have you ever heard of a woman named Lily Fiddlepitch before?
Have I?
No.
No, I have not.
Lily Fiddlepitch, she is a very, very, very talented and gifted artificer. I've gone to her for a few things. The problem is she doesn't very much care for the business side of crafting, so to speak. So she might be. She has some debts.
Have some money. Perfect.
Yeah, exactly. So I think, first of all, you could definitely help her with her money problem. Second of all, I think this would be a good project for her to work on because she's always looking for something unusual. And third of all, well, I don't think there is a third. Mostly she's very talented. She is even more of a workaholic than some scholars I know. But yeah, I think she'll work out pretty well. Let me write down her address. She takes a piece of parchment paper and writes down an address. And here you go. You should be. She makes her shop down near not too far away from the Ugly Harpy. Actually, that's probably the other reason why she doesn't have too much business.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah. Something about cheap rent. But yeah, she should be able to help you. Just let her know that I sent you, and let her know you have the means to. Actually, you might have to force her to take your money. That's the other reason she's in debt. Yes. Because if you have a very interesting idea like the one you just proposed to me, she might try to do it for free. For the
fun of it.
Yeah, exactly. Just please pay her. Please.
Oh, I will.
She needs a new roof.
I can handle that.
Thank you. Is there anything else you need?
No. Do you need any help with anything?
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine. Now as you speak, you see that Pastries is coming in with a small another ceramic mug. Oh, thank you, Pastries. I'll just take that from you. Oh, scone, perfect. Thank you. And you see pastries wave at you, Melanie. And
Hello.
Hello. And he just trots back out. Well, if that's all, I will continue on with my research. Hope everything goes well for your special day.
Absolutely. Good luck.
Mhm.
And I will head out. I will eventually go and see this person. I don't have to do it right this moment.
Okay. Anybody else want to do anything? Okay. Aoife. So you got back with Bear Friend, and now there's Bird. This is kind of a weird situation. Well, actually, not as weird. I mean, you've been through weirder shit. It's all right. Shylock eventually comes to see you. Hi, Aoife.
What's up, kid?
So she kind of like looks around. You haven't seen Mom or Mama, have you?
Like recently?
Very recently.
No.
Okay.
Mel went to go talk to Alexandria. And Raine did Raine's thing and just kind of vanished. So.
Okay. Do you think Bear Friend understands art?
I don't know where this is going, but I'm interested.
I mean, I think Bear Friend has the capacity to learn.
So, and she opens she opens up a pack and she brings out this.
Guys, hold on one second. I just realized why Bear Friend was so obsessed with that little glass bird. Am I the only one that missed that earlier?
I don't want to say yes, but my instinct is yes.
Oh.
I don't remember a glass bird, so.
Oh, Bear Friend saw a little glass bird and it put it on its head. And it's because he was thinking I don't know what junk the bear has. Thinking of her bird friend. Okay, sorry, I just realized and I was so touched. And okay, I'm done now. Thank you. Bye.
Okay. I vaguely recollect that now.
So Aoife takes out this photo piece of paper. It turns out to be a really, really big piece of paper. And when you look at it, you see little paw prints and a webbed foot of a print on it. And Aoife says, "I'm not Aoife. Shylock says, so I'm trying to get all my animal friends to press their foot on this piece of paper because I want to hang it on my wall, and I was wondering if Bear Friend would be able to do that."
I mean, you can ask Bear Friend. She can answer you.
Bear Friend just looks at the piece of paper. And is like, "So what do I do?" Oh.
Yeah, I will help facilitate this.
Okay.
So get a good open space, get the paper laid out, tell Bear Friend it's gonna be okay, and then just grab her giant paw and kind of move it for her.
Okay. She allows you to hold her. She's not like a cat. She just lets you hold the paw, and she as limp and lightweight a bear can be with its paw. like allowing you to guide it for her. And then Ya-Blik does bring a big like a really big ink pad. You're not sure where she got an ink pad that big.
I don't question it with her anymore. I just embrace it.
Okay. Right. So paw goes on ink pad, I assume.
Yep, carefully so that the claws don't like puncture it and just start getting ink everywhere because it causes it too much to well up. And then similarly, very gently onto the paper to once again make sure the claws don't go through it.
Yep. And Bear Friend looks like she's starting to get it. Like, oh, okay, you don't want my claws there, so she'll try to like lift the ends of her paw up a little bit so the claws don't like scratch the paper. But yeah, you give. This is gonna be a part of Bear Friend's. I guess it's dexterity for her to like be able to tip the ends of her paws up a little bit while you're maneuvering the paw around. Okay, she does. She's okay with it.
Any bonus to sleight of paw?
And give me a. I guess dexterity would be here. I mean, she's not going like total limp with the Okay.
A lot's happened in 24 hours.
A lot has happened in 24 hours. So, unfortunately, like her trying to counter you overclock the paw, like the paw's tipped up, but you're kind of like also trying to tip the paw up at the same time, where you do get the paw on the paper, but like the big pad portion of the bear's paw leaves a pretty large ink blot. Like it just looks like a big blob of ink instead of like a paw.
Oh.
But I mean, Ya-Blik looks very excited about this.
Oh, well, okay then.
And she says, "This looks good. Thank you."
Sure thing.
What's that? And you see that she points at the bird that's on Bear Friend's back.
Well, one, let's ask Bird. Bird, are you ready to be introduced?
The bird kind of just looks blankly at you.
Bear Friend, do you think Bird's ready to be introduced?
I think so.
All right. Ya-Blik, this is Bird. This is Bear Friend's very good friend.
Hi, Bird. Bird just looks at Ya-Blik blankly.
Bird's one of those kind of animals that you can enjoy and appreciate from afar, but don't go pick them up.
Okay. I respect Bird's space.
Fantastic. We should have that same conversation about your mom when she comes home. Because one of these days you're going to tackle hug your mom and you're going to like pop something out of place and she's never going to recover.
Oh.
It's true.
She did go pretty hard. She did hit the ground pretty hard. Not the last time, but the last time before.
Yeah, she's, physically, she's got a lot of talents. But physically, she's a little wet noodly, So maybe next time you can run up to her and ask if you can give her a big hug like that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want her to get hurt.
No one does. But she still wants to know that you love her. So still give her a hug, but prepare her first.
She nods in agreement.
Do you need help hanging that up on your wall?
Yes, please.
All right, let's go do it.
Okay. Yeah, and Bear Friend will follow with Bird on her shoulder. You see Bird is kind of like one of those savanna birds that hang around elephants and water buffalo. Kind of like picking for things on Bear Friend's fur.
Yep. Kind of get those delicious bugs.
Yep, it's a symbiotic relationship. No, not parasitic. Symbiotic. I know things. I learned. It's been a while since I've taken a college course in animal behavior. Anyways, yeah. So you go up and help with that. Hold on. You get off of him.
Somebody didn't mute herself. Also, somebody's in trouble.
French fry is a pushover. Lemur was trying to dominate French fry.
Was he doing the humpy thing?
Yeah, he was doing the humpy thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So awkward.
It is pretty awkward, and French fry just kind of just lays there and is like, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, dude, just throw him. You chase him half the time around the house. Why don't you just tell him to leave?
Luke does that to Leia, and then Leia hits him in the face. She's just like, no, fuck you.
I wish French fry
We are
would...
brother and sister. That's wrong.
This is real Game of Thronesy right here.
I wish French fry would hit him in the face, but he doesn't.
Yeah, she'll actually hunt him for like a little while sometimes if he pisses her off enough. So it's kind of funny because it's like, buddy, you brought this on yourself.
Got a cat who never wants attention, begging for attention. Interesting.
Which one?
Trinket.
Hi, Trinket.
Trinket loves to watch people. She fucking hates interacting with people. But she was begging to be on my lap. Now she's on my lap.
Aww.
Hi, Trinket. She wants you to know that she loves you.
I think she can tell I'm pissed. So she's here to sympathize because she's also always pissed.
Aww.
Angry together, the best pet owner relationship.
Yeah, so you go up and help Shallock hang that on her wall. Does anybody else want to do anything?
Okay, we go into the wish.
Yeah, I was thinking about going on to the wish if you guys wanted to do that.
Just before we do the wish, if we can do like a quick team strategy meeting for how we're gonna approach the monastery situation.
Okay.
That's great. And Tilda can bring up her hospice hall idea.
I love it.
Mainly, before everybody's brought back and everything, I wanted to just get together a list of the questions we're going to be asking. Because one of the things that's been on my mind a lot recently has been, why the hell did the Avatar Gokor go back to the monastery, because there's no way a monastery could like grant a wish or contain that level of power. And I figured if we could find out why he went back, we might have a better idea of what angle the old ones are trying to use to get back into the world.
Also possible that it had, like, it was riding him like it was using him like a puppet, but he might have also had like a little bit in there, and it might have been trying to like punish him or something.
Maybe. And another thing that's been on Aoife's mind since we first started talking to survivors of it is the rampage started just a few moments after her name got brought up in the conversation. And she wants to know why. Like, what was the trigger?
Definitely sounds super weird. And it's just getting weirder the more we hear about it.
And Aoife will also leave it up to the group if they want her to go with them to the monastery, because she's actually open to staying behind. But if the group wants her there, she'll be there.
I thought you specifically wanted to go to the monastery.
Aoife did, but she had a conversation with Tilda that made her kind of take a new perspective on things.
Oh, okay.
I'm grinning so big right now. I'm so happy. In response to the whether whether we want Aoife to go or not, that Tilda kind of lifts an eyebrow, but otherwise remains sort of poker faced and says, "That is your decision, darling. I think I speak for all of us when I say we will abide by what you decide." Oh goodness, I'm rhyming now.
Well, I mean, I'm from the monastery, so that's why I was leaving it open to the group in case anybody, wanted like my help or advice or something about it.
I get you've told us a lot about it, and I understand why you might want to go or not want to go, but the truth is, you're going to have more insight than any of us, no matter what you tell us. So there is an upside to you going. To at least what we're investigating.
But again, it really is up to you.
I think you have a good point, Raine. None of you have known any of the you know Belzor, of course, but you don't really know the other masters, right?
No, I don't believe so.
Wouldn't know him from a hole in the ground.
Head.
There's no way I can be there by like astral projection. I would have that kind of magic. Yeah, I'm willing to go. I'm willing to go if you guys think I can help you in that moment.
I know that it's probably not comfortable, but it's probably something that, like Raine said, you might know what to ask. You've got more background than any of us. But we're not going to force you to do it.
I think I'll go then. I think you guys are right.
Is there anything that we could do to make it an easier experience for you?
Probably not. Just I guess like back me up if the masters start being assholes.
Of course.
I think that's it. Because I'm there's a lot about Gokor that confuses me, and I know we need the answers because it can give insight into what the old ones are trying to do, and might help us prepare. So,
we
no tour is just in and out. I don't want to linger there.
I understand. We'll do our best to save whatever's left of Gokor. I'm sorry that all of this is happening and roping you in. It's not fair.
I mean, nothing about my life's been fair. I'm kind of used to it. So, what's one more thing?
Well, I get it. At least you've got a little bit of more answers now than you had before. You know who your friend is. Well,
I do. And
your furry friend.
Kind of know where I came from. Still a lot unanswered, and it's stuff that's never going to get answered, which is fine. I don't need all the answers.
I will give Aoife a pat on the back, like a hearty pat. I don't know if she would want a hug, but she'll get a hearty pat.
And she gives you like the white person smile, the really tight lips.
Yep. I know exactly. Yep.
I'll go and help you guys talk to the masters, and then if there's anything else you guys want to do while we're there, I'll just like head down the road a bit and chill and wait for you guys.
We'll have your back. You know that.
I do. And like they're not gonna attack me. They're not gonna jump me. Like that's not their thing. And that's not really what I'm worried about. But
sometimes just being assholes is painful. But
although harsh criticism is wildly underrated in terms of how hurtful it can be.
Exactly.
And if they try and like ask me to come back to be a master or something, and I punch them, don't try and stop me.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
We might stop you from killing them.
I was actually just going to add that. That's a good point. Let's not murder them, but like just punching them in the face, I'm fine with.
No, I don't need to kill them.
Okay, good.
They're a completely different martial arts technique. I think it'd be really stupid, but that's regardless. I don't want to be a master of anything. So
very well. Then you shan't be a master of anything.
We'll just call you Jack.
I do have my own like name, which I might change since I think the monastery gave it to me. But yeah, you guys have the experience with the old ones. Is there anything else we need to ask the masters? Because they had a decently long conversation before Gokor attacked. What should we be asking?
We need to find out what he was asking them about. If he was coming to them for information, then there must have been something he was looking for. And as I had mentioned, it maybe just being punishment, but I feel like they wouldn't have had a conversation if that was the case. So
yeah, exactly.
He must have been looking for some sort of information.
And that's what's got me confused. Monasteries are about like philosophies and stuff, but they're not really like sources of magical power or like armories of magical artifacts or anything like that.
Do they have any like a library? Do they have various histories or anything there?
I'm assuming we had a small library.
What about an oral history, like maybe information that the masters had that they passed down from generation to generation, or anything like that?
We did do that. They have so the different fighting styles are modeled after different gods, and the drunken technique, which was what I was raised with, was modeled after a specific god. So there's
Which one?
that. Let me pull up my bio and info tab.
For the library question, there was like a small library, like they kept a bunch of like older scrolls detailing a lot of history with the monastery itself. There could have been other things in there as well, but for sure, there was stuff about like history with the monastery itself. There was a lot of oral history too, so you're probably not sure like how much written history about the in the library there is.
Yeah, most of the stuff, the philosophies and stuff I would have been learning were like lectured at me, and like mantras during meditation and stuff. I put the names in general of the two martial art techniques that she focused on.
Yeah. Do we know those gods? Because they don't sound familiar to me.
Roll a history check.
Since I've been trained in fighting styles, may I also check that?
You may.
I'm gonna roll
Doesn't matter.
portent rolls first because nope, they all suck. I mean,
I'm thinking how to condense this. Give me a second.
You've got a plus 16 to history check, so that 10's still pretty good.
Yeah, or the 11. Yeah, I know, but I was hoping I could get higher. Was not anticipating rolling a 5.
There's not much you would know about these gods. They're very, very, very obscure.
Very niche.
Yeah, they're super niche. Maybe like Kaoju Goiju sounds like one of those stories you vaguely recall, that this one started out as a mortal man, then became an immortal. And the other one maybe did as well. You remember something about him being depicted by a flute, but like if you had read about them, there's only like maybe 1 or 2 lines that briefly described what they did.
And I give you like the rundown of like the martial arts.
Sorry,
Hanji Z was depicted with a flute.
With a flute. Okay.
With a flute.
Thought you said by a flute, and I was like,
no.
That's weird.
With a flute.
I'll give you the briefest of rundowns of like the drunken technique and where it comes from, and because that's how Aoife would have learned about them. So the same kind of like intro to drunken technique.
Hey, you were outside, weren't you?
No, I've been in here all the time.
Oh!
Are you okay?
Yeah, I got attacked a little bit. Just mildly.
Was it Sabine or Tano?
Oh, that was Tano. She's very excited because we've got snow outside, so she keeps wanting to go outside and play in it. And just eat it. Mostly just eat it, too. Yeah.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
Was there anything else you guys wanted to talk about?
So I've had this idea. It's called a hospice hall.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do the whole shtick again, but basically it comes down to Theo and I were talking this idea of free medical care for, you know, everyone regardless of their station, yada yada yada. And we're trying to figure out a way to make it look like we're not just brown nosing to the common people.
Mel will pipe up and say, I do agree with Theo's idea of putting, or maybe it was your idea. I don't remember from your story who saw this, but the idea of putting a commoner in charge of everything, I think will make it look less like you're garnering favor. I think that if you don't put your name on it or make it, loud and brash that it's you, then it won't look like you're trying just to get favor. It'll look like you're trying to actually help people. So that's a good idea.
That was my idea.
Well, you're very smart.
Yes, I know.
I don't see why it matters.
Well,
if you're doing something that helps the common people, yeah, they're going to like you more because nobody does anything to help the common people, regardless of how you do it.
The cynics will always be assholes if they think you're doing something good just to garner favor. By making
it doesn't matter, though. If you're still doing something good, who gives a shit?
Well,
it's more about not destabilizing things so overtly again.
Well, also, if you are getting donations to pay for some of this, the people that are going to be donating are those cynics. So making it look above board is important for funding.
And see, this is why I don't like nobility. Because you're trying to help people. Why are they turning it into like a political pissing game?
Well, they don't have much else to do sometimes, but not everybody does it.
I can give them something to do.
It's not everybody who's the problem. It's just some people, but
the some people have the most money.
Not necessarily.
Always.
But, there's always political games. It's not fun and it's kind of silly, but if you play the game, then...
Yes, it's just a part of our world. Say, kind of gesturing to Theo and then kind of thinking about gesturing to everyone, but just gesturing to me and Theo.
Melanie will notice and give like a nod, like, yeah, I get it.
It's something that we have to think about. It's something that we also don't want people who need the help to be going, oh, well, I'm not going to go there because I don't think that they're on the up and up, those nobles, and so they're just trying to make themselves look good.
I mean, there are people who think that anyways.
Might be trading one master for another, but perhaps an interfaith effort could be done. Takes out of the hands of nobility.
I think that having a... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, it will be sort of, several clerics and even some sort of non-divine medical knowledge. It will be sort of a mix. of the two, I think.
That
Well,
would be
sometimes
good. We saw what happens when it's just one god, one faith in Tyrannophil. We don't want that.
sometimes
Precisely.
persons of druidic magics are good at healing, so they might even be interested in assisting too.
Interesting. Yes, the sort of teaching herbalism and things like that.
Yes,
Would
well,
be
and just the
and magic, of
and
course.
magical healing, but they could actually be having somebody of a druidic background. They could maybe help grow the herbs that you could use there. Be sort of a two birds situation.
That's
I'm
an
not
excellent
super
idea.
practiced in it, but I do know one of the monasteries is, trained in this idea of using your own ki to channel healing energies in other people.
Ooh. Well, maybe we could find somebody that knows some of that too.
Yes, this is the sort of thing I want to attract all sorts of people to this beacon of learning and I was going to say hope, but that's a little silly.
I think it's a good idea to. It's hopeful to keep people healthy. That's a noble cause.
One of the best things you can do, I think, to garner trust from the common folk, at least, is to be 100% transparent with the paperwork, including like taxes, and if you're paying workers there, how much you're paying them, so they can see exactly where their donations go.
That wouldn't be up to me. That would be up to some sort of manager. But I see your point.
People are more likely to give money if they know what's going to happen to it, that's all.
I don't want it to be run by taxes alone. There may be some that has to go into it. I don't know the entire tax code of Leona or Valido in particular, but I fear that if it were just taxes, it would fall into being a burden upon the city rather than a help. That's why I'm looking for it to be purely donations, as much as it can.
I think that that's a good way to start it. It might, depending on the size. I mean, if it catches on and it's very useful, then it might end up being something that is spreads and can be done maybe through taxation once it shows that it's useful. But I think that starting with donations is a good way to make sure that people aren't burdened by the creation of it, thus making them already hate it before it's begun.
Precisely. These are all excellent ideas. I will take them into consideration. Thank you.
If you need anybody to hit anybody into health, I can try to do that. Just,
You should get in touch with that monastery that heals people with their key points.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Take some discipline.
I don't have that much of that. Are we ready then?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what was the plan? Were you going to go over to the site to meet Lyris, or were you going to wait for him to wait at the Rosewater Keep?
I think the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we were going to meet him at the ruins.
Okay. But yeah, whenever you guys want to teleport there, at the end of 1 week, you are free to do so.
So we haven't heard from Mallory in a bit.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Honestly,
Been
I
really
thought you
quiet.
might have.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought you might have like fallen asleep or had
Nope.
to leave, and no, okay.
All right. So, will Zaitari be doing the teleporting again?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Eva gave me a thing to have it be a successful.
Yeah, I gave you my holy symbol.
Yeah.
All right. So, at the end of 1 week, you guys gather together and teleport to the monastery that Aoife came from. When you
Grew up in.
grew up in. When you arrive at the scene, the monastery looks like it once was built on what looked like a pool of sorts, a large, like a body, like a rectangular body of water surrounded by stone. It looks like there was a temple in a large building structure in the center, with 4 surrounding buildings around that middle part. Everything has been torched. The water, which you assumed at once used to be crystal clear, has been filled and blackened with ash. There are only a few large pillars of solid wood that kind of survived, but it looks like they've been pretty much like made into charcoal. There are several stone statues that are near the back of the pool that look like they once were on like platforms of some sort, but they've since fallen into the pool. You can barely tell what they had represented. Yifa, you know what they represented. They represented Gao Zhouju and Han Xiangzi. There was a small walkway that had after climbing a set of stairs, there was a small walkway to the entrance of the entrance of the monastery's main building, and then there were 2 side entrances to the dormitories and like the kitchens and whatnot. Those walkways, which were made of wood, no longer exist, and the only skeletons you see are the logs that held up the walkways itself. The surrounding area had a few trees, being the key word, which are now just trunks. What branches haven't been burned off look like they're about to crumble if someone were just to touch them. Even though the fire probably took place a while ago, you can still smell the burn, like the smell of burning. at this point, Bear Friend has kind of moved up to your side, Aoife. Even the bird that's on her back, who's usually just like, who's been like pecking around in her fur the whole time you've seen her, has kind of like gone still as well, just kind of like looking around as well. As far as any remains, you do not see any bodily remains, that is. Everything was probably eaten by fire.
I knew it was bad, but hearing all the descriptions don't really mean much until you see it.
Sorry. I know that you didn't like it here, but never pleasant to see something like this happen.
No, it's the buildings I don't care about, but I know how many people were in here. That's the part that hurts.
All right.
Well, we're going to fix it.
Yes.
As you stand around taking this in, everybody roll perception checks. Okay. It doesn't take much to hear this. From what, as you guys are like looking around, observing this, you all hear. Everybody hears footsteps behind them, and it's very clear this person did not try to be quiet. Walking from seemingly out of nowhere is Lyris. And he says, "Well, this is certainly a scene. Hello, my friends. So, are we ready to proceed?"
Tilda looks at Aoife.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Right. So, the specifics. You want this place pristine again? You want the children to come back, but with no memory of the attack. But you want the adults to be back with memory of the attack. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I can do that. Just give me a second. You see, he closes his eyes and starts muttering to himself. He starts doing a couple elaborate hand gestures, and there is a glow that starts to come from inside his chest. And that glow starts to dissipate through his limbs, up his neck, and down his legs. Like his veins are being filled with a like this golden light. As this is happening, there are sparkles that begin to rise up from the ground and up into the air. Is as if, and you watch as the monastery building itself is put together, like kind of like in revert, like if you were to reverse a piece of footage, everything just coalesces and starts to get built back up into this beautiful, like dark, deep, like mahogany building, several of them. the stream, the pool of water that the monastery sits on starts to clear. In the back, you hear the first signs of life as there are very surprised like gasps in the back of the building that sound like children. During this time, you notice that Lyrus begins to furrow his brow, like just a little more. And there is now like a bead of sweat that's coming down his temple. And then a couple more. And then at this point, you see him open his eyes, and there is a look of surprise and slight fear.
What?
As once the temple looks like it's complete, the sparkles fade and the glow from him dissipates. I can't bring back the masters.
What?
God, we just adopted so many more kids.
I have all the children back. I can't get the masters. Something is.
What about the adults that worked here? People who just were upkeeping the area.
I have them back, but the masters I can't reach. I'm sorry. Something's blocking me. I can't.
What does it feel like, darling?
An old one. Thing.
I'm afraid so. It's like I'm hitting a wall. I tried to reach back. I tried to reach for the souls, but there are no threads connecting to me. I can't summon them to me. I can't. There's no substance for me to rebuild from. I'm sorry. I'm.
It's
The
not
old one
unreachable. It just doesn't exist.
Mm-mm.
I think the old ones ate the souls.
Is there anything I can do to try and help you reach them? And reach past that wall? Like, do you need my key?
I don't think so. I think your friends are right about the old ones. I think if they were involved, that's why I can't reach them. And it's beyond my power.
At least we got the children back.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll show you to the master's chambers. Maybe there's a clue in there.
How many kids are there here? We're gonna have to...
Oh, there was like, I think 30-ish.
Should round them up first.
And whatever adults came back, because the adults are probably really fucking confused because they remember what happened.
Having a familiar face around might calm the children, reassure them.
I'm gonna give you guys directions to the master's chambers real quick.
All right.
And then I'm gonna head over to the kids.
All right. Let me actually put up the map. Give me a second. When this loads. Okay. Perfect. And just gonna shorten that a bit, height-wise. Cool. Alright, so I'm gonna transfer you here. There you go. All right. So yes, the So you see the main hall, the dining room, the little library. Where the masters would have slept would be in that lower left-hand corner. Where the adults and kids slept is on the right side, and where you guys all ate is on the top left.
Yeah, so if you guys wanted to go inspect the master's chambers for any kind of clues, I'll see what I can do about getting the kids and the other adult students.
Do you want one of us to go with you, or do you think it would be more frightening if we did?
I mean, it's going to be frightening either way. I wasn't exactly the popular kid, so I'm already low on the list of ones they're going to want to see. So if one other person wanted to come with me and the others went to go tear apart that study.
Who do you want to come with?
Atari might be a.
I was actually thinking you, Mel.
Oh, okay.
Because Zaitari and Tilda and Raine are much better at finding the secrets and knowing what they mean.
Not going to be offended, but I'm a little offended.
Yeah, but I'm right.
You're not wrong. Okay. Yeah, let's go.
All right, yeah.
All right. So you guys split off. Mel and Aoife, you go towards the right-hand side of the monastery. The rest of you go on the left. Before you leave Aoife, Bear Friend kind of like hangs back a little bit and gives you, it says, you want me to go with you or wait here?
Stay here and keep an eye out.
Okay.
And is Lyra still here?
Yeah, he's still here. He's he's been very concerned the whole time. Once he started talking about not getting to the masters, he's
shook.
Yeah, he's pretty shook.
Before I leave with Melanie, I'm just gonna level him with a very serious look and just be like, start working on a way to contact the masters. We do need their information.
I will attempt to do so, but I'm afraid I can't make any promises. But I will try.
Good enough for me.
All right, let's go turn this place inside out and sit down.
Okay. We'll start with Aoife first. Aoife, when you arrive at the scene of where the majority of the kids were staying, there are what I can only describe as a gaggle of children who are like very unsure like what happened. From what you get when you were approaching them, they don't understand, like, it's a different time of day than when they last saw it. It's it sounds like, where is Master Zhang, and I thought we were at I thought we were going to dinner already. It's like, pretty, it's early afternoon, the sun's shining in the air. Everybody is very, very, very confused. But it doesn't appear they have noticed you or Melanie approach yet.
I don't even know where to begin with this. Your mom, any advice?
I adopted my daughter, and she's a fish person. Hello, children. I'm Melanie. You can call me Mel. I'm friends with Aoife, and we've come. there was an incident at the monastery, and we've taken care of it. You're all safe now. But I do know it's a little bit weird, and we're going to do our best to make sure you're kept safe and happy and healthy. So, yeah.
Roll a persuasion check.
Do I get advantage for Aoife being here?
No.
Oh.
Okay. Aoife was not popular.
Half the kids, take in what you're saying. They're like, okay, there's an adult here and there's a familiar face. The other half, who are significantly younger,
sure,
start crying and panicking.
Yep.
I'm gonna summon my arms and just start picking up the youngest ones to try and soothe them.
Mm-hmm.
I think I can
soothing.
Get 4. Just cradling 4 and bouncing them and kind of walking them back and forth and trying to get them to calm down.
Okay, roll persuasion as well. I feel like this was if any skill is to try to calm a child down. Okay. You've successfully have calmed 4 down. There are 9 others.
Oh god.
At this point, you see several adults rushing in.
I'm gonna grab one of the adults. Somebody who looks competent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll insight.
Oh god. That guy. Is it a janitor?
You grab.
I have a history of janitors.
You grab a guy.
Yeah, he's a janitor.
Okay, you grab a guy.
Hello. What's your name?
Meng.
Meng. Do you remember dying?
Yes.
Yep, rough time. These kids don't. You need to hold it together, okay, my guy?
Okay, roll a persuasion check.
Oh god. Hey, not horrible.
Alright, he barely gets it together. He starts to hyperventilate for a couple seconds.
I'm gonna give him a hearty pat on the back.
Okay.
It might be too hearty.
Yeah, it's real hearty because he goes face first into onto the floor.
Oh my god, I'm very sorry.
Melanie, that's not helping.
Okay. I will grab another adult.
Okay.
Try number 2.
Insight.
All right. Oh god. Okay. That adult.
Okay. You grab an adult.
All right.
It's
I know you remember dying. I know it's weird.
It's a woman this time.
Hello, ma'am. I know you remember dying. I know it's weird. I'm really sorry. These kids don't remember dying. You need to hold it together. We need to kind of get everyone together, calm the kids down, let them know. I don't really know if you want to tell them they died and they came back. That might be kind of hard for some of them, but that's up to you. You know these children. You're gonna be okay.
Roll a persuasion. Okay. She looks like a little more steady than the other person. But she says, "Okay. Yes. Okay. What do you need me to do?"
What is there something that these children would normally do at whatever the hell kind of time of day it is right now?
Usually they would be doing chores right about now, but I don't think that's something that would help in this situation.
Okay.
Yeah,
what do you think would help? You work with these children day in and day out.
I'm gonna stick 2 fingers in my mouth and whistle to get all the kids' attention.
Okay. So they're looking at you. Were you doing what? Okay.
I had all 8 hands on my hips. All right. I've come back as a guest lecturer. You've passed your first test. It's time to start learning some new techniques.
Miss, I don't want to be a master over here.
Okay.
Kids don't cry if they're distracted.
It's true.
Roll I mean, you are going to teach them techniques. That's probably not a lie.
Yeah, I'm going to teach them the intro to Astro Self.
Okay. Roll a performance.
All right, letting my sheet load. Still loading. Anytime Roll20 can roll out that new update, I'd be very grateful.
To be honest, if one of the types of martial arts gave me extra arms, I'd be all about it.
Okay, so again, like last time, half the kids are like, "Oh, goody, a lesson." The other half is like, what's happening? The person you've recruited is not successful in calming the rest of them down.
Of course not.
No. So now we have two adults. One having a nervous breakdown. The other trying to help you all, but not doing very well at it. So, I mean, you've got like half of especially the older kids, you've got their attention. It's just like maybe 4 or 5 younger kids that are very, 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 very confused and very, very distressed.
Yeah, I'm just going to start doing like intro to Astro Self stuff, showing off the arms and what they can do. And my hope is the more kids see other kids practicing with me, that they'll want to do it too, because kids don't like being left out.
Yep, and that's totally logical.
That's the goal.
Okay. All right. While you guys are giving an impromptu lesson to these children, back on the other side, can I get investigation checks in the master's quarters, please? And thank you.
Yep, I'll investigate.
We have the whole range. Okay. So.
I'm also looking for maybe some, like interesting martial arts booze, just add to the collection.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, this is this is
martial arts booze.
This is a monastery that practiced the drunken arts. You may have.
Oh yeah, good point. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so you may have know about that. Okay. Zatari, it's very pretty in here. Very distracting. Might want to take some of that. Some of the art looks very nice. Tilda, in the master's room, you do like everybody notices like the beautiful decor. There are some very nice. It looks like a lot of this furniture has been passed through generations. There are some scrolls here and there that you guys pick out. Raine, you are looking for things, secret doors, trap doors, secret compartments, things of that nature. And as you are looking at, as you are upstairs, you're kind of like poking around like that one of the beds upstairs, as opposed to the picture, there are several beds up there where the masters sleep. You're looking around and you're doing the whole maybe this panel would be a good place to start, maybe this panel,
this looks a little loose.
Yep, that kind of thing. As you're going through the motions, you notice that there is a very nondescript little wooden carved box. Looks like, looks like something Shalak would have carved in her like first year of wood carving. With like just like a knife you've given her.
Like you could do better than this.
Exactly. When you pick it up, there is a click. You look at one of the panels. that you had thought, hey, there might be something there, and there is. There looks like there's like a secret compartment.
I'll take it down and present it to Zaitari and Tilda. I'll check it for traps myself, but
Yep.
also
Just give me another investigation check.
Looks like a secret door or a secret passage.
Oh Jesus!
I only rolled 20.
Obviously.
Wowzers.
It does not appear. The compartment itself does not appear to be trapped.
I just thought I want to give it a magical look over and make sure nothing's going to, explode if I open it.
Hang on. Give me a few minutes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You do feel there's some magic there. Abjuration is what you're getting.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's some sort of abjuration spell upon it. Probably a trap. Saitari? See, this is why we're the investigation team.
I'll just cast Dispel Magic at 5th level.
Okay, sounds good. All right, you dispelled the glyph of warding that was up there.
There we go.
The rogue has learned. 5 years later.
It only took.
When you peek inside the now deactivated trapless compartment, there is there is a box in there. It is beautifully carved. There are phoenixes and dragons and Kirin and other like mythical beasts that like are carved into the wood and polished on this box. Where the eyes of these beasts are, there are these are gemstones. For example, the phoenix has red ruby eyes. The Kirin have eyes made of diamond. The one of the dragons that looks surprisingly more serpentine than the ones you fought have like these beautiful green emeralds for eyes as well. You remove the box and you notice there seems to be like a complex lock mechanism on it, Raine. It's probably something you've seen before, very akin to like one of those like kind of a puzzle box instead of like of a traditional combination.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love puzzles. Says Tilda.
This might be a more up your alley, Tilda.
Are you sure?
Well, I mean, I could maybe help. I have seen them before. It's just not what I usually work with. Perhaps I could assist you.
Can I be assisted?
Yes, you can be assisted.
What do I have to roll to open this puzzle box?
Okay, just give me a second.
Okay.
While you guys are looking at the puzzle box, we'll go back to the crying children and the
Oh my
ones
God.
Damn it.
they're tempted to be dazzled and such. So roll another performance check for me, Aoife. Okay.
Better.
Much better. So yeah, you are able to get most of the children. There's like one or two, but like the woman who you remember her name as Nina, one of the like she mostly was a student, but she did a lot of cooking here, a lot of cooking, a lot
Yeah.
of like, prepping of like rice dough.
Yeah, she was one of the adults that when she became of age, she just didn't leave. She just found a job
Yeah, pretty
within the
much.
temple.
So yeah, she's calmed down like the one and the two children that were not enticed by your performance. But you've been able you have successfully calmed down most of them.
Cool. Yeah, I'm taking him through like some mindless drills to give them something that they're familiar with to hopefully help calm them down. So take them through their katas and stuff like that just to give them a focal point.
Okay. As you're doing that, Nina, who like quietly hands off the the kid to the guy who had face planted in the floor. Kind of like goes up to Melanie on the side and in a low voice says, "So, I remember dying. How long has it been since then?"
How long has it been? A couple weeks?
Yeah, it has been a couple of weeks.
A couple weeks, actually.
Where are the masters? I haven't seen them yet.
I don't think that we're going to be able to get them back.
Oh.
Yeah, it was sort of a whole thing.
Oh.
But, you're not dead, which is good.
Yes, I suppose.
You suppose.
Well, that's good news. It is. It truly is, and I'm very grateful. It's a lot to take in right now.
No, I understand. It's okay. So, do you remember what happened before? And I'm gonna take her like a little ways away so the kids don't hear us.
Yeah. I remember I was in the kitchen. We were about to end the meal, and then I heard a horrible noise. I knew the masters had been speaking to Gokor when he arrived, and they told us to go ahead with dinner without them. And then I heard some screaming, and I went out, and I saw him, and I tried to grab a few of the kids to get away, but before that could happen, I remember a really bad pain from my back, and I don't remember anything else.
Sorry. If we had to have somebody remember what happened because we needed to know more about what happened, I'm sorry that you have a memory that is definitely not a good one. So, do you know if there was anybody who you remember speaking with Gokor while he was here, other than the masters?
No, he had. There was a few pleasantries exchanged, but I don't remember. He didn't talk to us. So I'm sorry I can't be much of too much help.
Okay, really. We wanted to make sure we got the children back in one piece, and we did. So that's the first thing we wanted. We also wanted to get the masters back, but that didn't go so well. You win some, lose some.
Well, yeah. So how did we come back? You had the did you use some type of very powerful? You must have used some very powerful magic.
Well, we were in. So first we fought a big stone thing, and then we took this key out of it, and then we went to this like mythical tournament where we fought Gokor, actually, among other people. You know, devils, some celestial beings and stuff, and we won a wish, and we used it to bring you back. So
that is a lot to take in.
understandable.
Oh. What's going to happen now?
Well, somebody's going to need to take care of these children, and somebody's going to need to take care of this place. So I think you'll need to, work among yourselves to see who can kind of step up and take a good role as leader.
As you're saying this, she looks over to the guy who's now playing with one of the kids to keep them busy. Well, probably not him.
Well,
Probably not me.
don't worry about it right this moment.
All right.
Maybe just think about it. And there might even maybe be somebody who's currently out wandering around in the world who, we need to call back to maybe assist too. Do you have any... I know that, like, Aoife had kind of gone out to do things. Was there anybody else other than Aoife and Gokor who had been out, wandering the world?
Well, there was Ricochet for sure.
Right, okay.
You don't want him.
Anybody else?
You don't want him in charge.
There were a few others. She names the individuals that were with Ricochet. The one that became a hermit. And two others kind of in the same position as Ricochet, pretty much. If you remember, you guys met with each other before.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a good answer for you, but, we'll make sure that everyone's taken care of.
Sorry, my cat's screaming at me. 1 second.
This is so many kids.
Yeah.
Shattuck probably did want siblings.
Oh my god.
I don't want to, because there's no way we can take all 40 of them to one spot. Like,
No.
Belzor's Temple, the orphanage, none of those places are equipped to handle suddenly 40 people.
But, I mean, this place the only people that didn't come back were the masters. So all of the support staff is here, however many are here. They all know how to run this place. I mean, in theory, they could stay here.
In theory. Yeah, I think Mallory's got the right idea with letting the treasure hunters kind of coordinate it. We just need to get a hold of them quickly so that they can at least get a temporary leader here. It just Ricochet is not Ricochet is not leadership material.
Ricochet is literally in leadership, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, he and Aoife were traveling around like drinking weird things and doing drugs because it didn't hurt them, and like punching snake people.
That sounds like a great time.
A great time. Not the best for taking over a severely traumatized monastery.
Okay, well, that's fair.
And like the only other members of the monastery that I know of are like the even more traumatized refugees from it that managed to get out.
Yeah.
Who probably never want to come back, honestly, which is fair.
I mean, maybe not, because seeing it back together might be kind of cathartic.
Maybe. But also the masters are gone, and that might be a little survivor's guilt kind of situation.
Maybe.
Well, like Bowser's Temple has got dual masters. It's got 2. So maybe they can spare one for a little while until a permanent candidate can be found.
I'm sure that there's like a various other people that could travel. It's just the kind of time and finding them.
Plus, it's like the masters of the drunken technique are dead. So who's going to preserve the drunken technique?
Yeah, the technique might be kind of shitty for a while.
Yeah, the technique might fizzle out.
I mean, well, I don't know. Did they have any like apprentice masters? Is that a fucking thing? Some sort of like Jedi Knight system?
It's kind of a weird one, but what about Theo?
Theo doesn't know any martial arts.
No, but he's decent with kids and he's good at organizing.
He's got a baby.
Yeah, and the baby can be here too. Like babies are raised in the monastery all the time. Aoife would know. And it would only be for like a month at most while somebody more permanent's found.
Honestly, some of our various contacts might have some ideas of people who could help as well.
Yeah, I'm more concerned just like the immediate, like next 2 weeks. Who can we get here like right now?
Right. Well, we can be here for a few days. Like, I realize Eva's not loving it, but I'm sure that, she would prefer being here to no one being here.
Yeah. She can shake her fist at the universe not giving her closure while also still trying to help out.
Yeah.
Because this is the second time in a week that she's tried to get closure on something. No, the third time in a week she's tried to get closure on something. And the universe just went, nah.
Yeah, there's no closure for you.
No. You don't get to know who your parents are. You don't get answers from Gokor. The masters are gone. So Aoife's just floundering.
Basically, we gotta go Lynx.
Basically. I was just hoping we could get more information first.
Yeah, no, we gotta go in blind, I think. All of our various resources are finding just fuck all.
Do we know what happens when an old one consumes a soul? Like, what benefits the old one gets from it?
I would assume the standard, like, power type thing, like it eats the energy of the person, but I don't think we've been specifically told.
More power, cleaner skin, that sort of thing, yeah.
Oh, right, yeah. It helps with acne.
Do you think they get access to, like, the knowledge of the soul? Because if that's the case, it would make sense why they would want to consume all the masters.
Yeah, but you'd also want to consume, like, every fucking wizard, clerics, librarians, like...
I mean, it's kind of sounds like what the old ones are gearing towards.
Yeah, that actually might be.
This might be a little out there, but is there anything to maybe that the masters were into some shit and had to deal with the old gods, and that's why they got gobbled up?
Entirely possible. But, like, Aoife's perspective of them is just they treated her shitty and were kind of assholes for no reason to a kid. So she hates them. So she wouldn't be surprised if they were into worse stuff, but she's also the most biased person in this situation.
Understandable.
I mean, honestly, that's where my mind first went. Like, Gokor came to collect, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it would
I feel
make
like
sense for him to come back if that's the tie.
Well, I don't know if it would make sense to eat them. I mean, I feel like they're more useful as servants right now. But, I don't know, maybe not.
In that forgotten civilization that popped back up, weren't they looking at how to like kill old ones, or am I thinking of like, something else completely?
Shit. There was something about it. I want to say that there had been an old one there that had been fucking about. And I want to say that they just imprisoned it. I don't think they killed it. I think that they, when we were talking to Lyris's people tried to kill an old god, and it took like a bunch of shit with it.
Yeah, I think it was San who is from that like forgotten nation. I think it's been like 2 months.
Yeah, I'm terrible with names, so
the archer friend that helped me in the mansion with all the like tar ghouls and stuff. He was a monk as well, and then he was in the tournament.
Oh yeah, I vaguely remember him.
And I think he was a kensei.
Yeah, because the first time we saw him was like a long time ago.
Yeah, at the mansion where it caught on fire, and
yeah,
there were necromancers.
A long fucking time.
Yeah. I think he was from that supposedly dead nation.
Isn't that Lynx? No, Inculta.
Inculta, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, he was. Yeah. Yeah, and he was one of the reasons why Lyris was talking about it with us. So maybe the masters here had something to do with like Inculta too? If Inculta managed to trap an old one?
Maybe? How old were the masters here? Were they all like just old as fuck?
I don't know. I left that up to Darren.
And I'm back. Sorry about that.
Hey, Darren.
Yes.
What was the average age range of the masters? Also race.
Human. And most of them were either from 60 to 90.
So none of them were like bordering on centuries or anything.
No.
Okay. Have you just been listening to all of our
No.
theories and giggling?
I had to go and get ketchup food because he was complaining.
Yeah.
All sorts of theories.
Our theories hold almost as much water as sponges.
I mean, we'll find out soon enough once we know what's in the box.
Yeah. What's in the box?
Give me a second.
I think Rose still BRB.
Yeah, Rose still BRB.
Because I tried asking her if she'd be cool with Theo coming to watch the monastery for like 2 weeks until we can find a permanent caretaker. Because it's been a while since the tournament and the exposition we got in the tournament. In Kalta, were they the place that managed to imprison an old one? So we know Inculta was lost, and now there are people from it coming back.
From what you understand, what Ishalia had said, they had their hand in a elven genocide. They went to war with the elves, unleashed something, and then a lot of the elves were decimated, and they hightailed it back home.
But they didn't mention an old one in any of that?
They didn't mention an old one. However, the Guardians team, which is Ishaya claims is from Inkalta, didn't seem very surprised with all the old one magic and old one shenanigans going down.
Sure.
But other than that, I don't think so.
Okay. I don't trust a thing Ishelia says, but so it's supposedly in the combat between Inculta and the Elvish country, Inculta released an old one.
They released something that decimated the elves.
Okay. Well, there goes my theory. Hey, Ro, I had a question for you.
Yes.
Or sad theories.
Okay, cool.
How would you feel about potentially having Theo come and babysit the monastery just for like a week or two until we can find a permanent replacement?
I mean,
it's a role of leadership.
Yeah, if that's the solution you want to go with,
it would just
ask
be
Tilda.
The temporary band-aid solution while the real solution is found.
How long until what's his face Iskin's hunting party?
Well, the bachelor party's
marital hunting party.
The bachelor party's in 4 weeks.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, he's got plenty of time.
Like I said, a very brief stint of just trying to keep it not chaotic while a new master's found.
Did you give them the choice of going to a different
we've honestly not done much while you were gone. We were all just talking because there was a cat doing stuff.
Yeah.
And I missed it?
Oh, you couldn't hear the cat.
No,
Jared just had to leave and do stuff with the cat.
Catch up on food.
Aoife's just been trying to keep the kids distracted. Melanie's trying to organize with the adults. We haven't given them any options because as of right now, we don't really have the means to move them anywhere.
Yeah. The big thing at this point is transport of 40 people.
So we're kind of shifting gears into they're staying here, and how are we going to make that happen the best, safest way? And once the kids are kind of calmed down enough and focused enough, that I don't think that they're going to like start freaking out the second they don't have something to do. I'm going to recruit a few, and we're going to go to the kitchen and make some food for everybody. Because if it was dinner time when they died, that means they're hungry. And encourage the others to just meditate, relax, no chores, nothing like that. Just take it easy. And Aoife will work on getting food prepared for everybody.
Okay.
With the help of like some of the older kids who are probably close to her age.
Yep, of course. Yeah, after they kind of figure out what's going on, then like the older ones are pretty in the know. Then yeah,
like how in the know?
Like they know something has happened.
Okay.
And they know you guys are trying to like do like damage control right now. They don't know what it is though. Like they have no idea. But now we go back to the box. I need a couple investigation checks.
At advantage?
Sure, at advantage.
Just investigation checks?
Just investigation checks.
How many? You got 1.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Of course.
30. 2.
Yep.
That's a couple.
There's just
Keep going?
One more, please.
Ugh.
Okay, cool.
That's poopy.
All right, so you're looking in the box, and you open the box. It turns out like the Phoenix, the Kirin, and the Dragon can be locked into place in a certain order, which is something way too complicated that I can't design via computer.
Fair enough.
I actually saw it. It's really cool, but I can't do it. There's no physical way for me to do it.
That's fair.
So we will pretend that you are all very clever and you figured it out. Yeah.
Pretend that we're all very clever.
Well, you are all very clever.
Some of us are clever.
Yeah.
I mean, the ones that are clever are all in one place, like more clever than the rest. All right. So you open the box and you see that there are some scrolls inside. When you pick up the scrolls to look at them, it's kind of weird. All right, so the first scroll you pick up, which is on the top of like the scroll pile, is a very detailed history and in like some instruction, some stances of the way of the drunken master, the school that Aoife initially came from.
Okay.
And then
School of Drunk Knox.
Yeah, your little drunk knocks. And you poke around a little more. And the next scroll you pick up talks in very extensive detail about the Way of Sun Soul, Belzor's school.
Really?
Then you pick another one up. It seems to instruct on Lynn's own school, Way of Shadow. And you start picking through the scrolls. Way of Kinsei, Way of Four Elements, Way of Mercy, Way of the Ascendant Dragon, Way of Astro Self.
Oh, there we go. That's
Aoife. So you have Mercy, Ascendant Dragon, Astro Self, Drunken Master, Four Elements, Kinsei, Open Hand, Way of Shadow, Sun Soul.
Okay. Is this supposed to mean something to me? Am I supposed to notice that there's something missing?
Well, you pick up, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 scrolls in total. And you picked it up. Long Death is not there.
Okay. Didn't know that was a thing.
Long Death was Gokor's.
That was what Gokor was using in the tournament.
Oh, got it. So I think I know why Gokor came here. We should talk to Aoife about this.
There's one more thing I need to mention about the scrolls themselves.
Okay.
It looks like these were...
They come to life and kill you. No.
It looks like these were recently written on. Or not recently, but the names of masters are on these scrolls. For example, Belzor's name is on the scroll. Lynn's name is on the scroll. For the Drunken Masters, the masters' names, like 4 of them are on this scroll. And the others have names as well.
Belzor's in trouble. We need to go now. Hello? Is anyone listening to me? Let's go!
With kids.
No, I know. I'm talking to Raine and Zaitari.
Yeah, they're fine. But we should definitely send a message that. But how long this attack happened? Weeks ago, right?
Yeah, this happened weeks ago.
We should definitely send them a message. That's not me. I don't know if anything's gonna happen because nothing has happened, but
yeah, Aoife, Hemlock has a point. You guys did go see Belzor after you knew Gokor attacked this temple.
He was like the first person we went to.
Belzor is potentially in trouble. We need to go now.
Her first child is in danger.
My precious baby boy.
But yeah, you guys probably go to the right side of the temple now. Knowing getting now that you have scrolls in tow.
I didn't know we were on the wrong side.
You run across.
Disadvantage, I assume.
No. Bear Friend watches you run across. Like, Lyris is still there, kind of like still trying to like every once in a while there's some like some glowing, and then there's some frustration, and there's some more glowing, and there's more frustration.
Just give it up. It happens to every man sometime.
I
know Lyris isn't a man, but
but Aoife, you're in the kitchen with the older kids when Tilda and the others come in with a box.
Find anything useful?
I think I know why Gokor came here. And it was to...
No.
It's a dick in a box. Sorry, trying to get serious again.
I know.
I think he came here to... Well, see, here's all these scrolls. Here, we found all these scrolls. They have the current masters of each of these monk styles of fighting. See here? Belzor. Lin. I can't say that name.
Some other name that I cannot pronounce.
Mm-hmm. The one missing is Gokor's school. His long death one.
Okay. So he took it to learn it.
Right.
I'll kind of thumb through all the scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
For the drunken technique, all 4 of those masters,
yes,
we're pretty sure are dead.
Pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah, all of them are named, and as far as you know, all 4 were at the temple. You can double check with the adults if you want. They will confirm it.
All right. Few reasons I could think of, maybe because of the way that we're taught, maybe Gokor's discipline in the drunken technique was too strong for the old one to use, so he had to break it by using a new technique. Or maybe he's just, with the old one in him, he's just more inclined to long death, since it does use kind of a more necromantic approach.
A mixture of those two.
Yeah.
I think we should definitely inform Belzor of these scrolls.
Yeah, for sure. Send him a message.
Turn of events.
If I studied these scrolls, would I be able to pull a Gokor and swap my school? Or does it seem like that was something that the old one kind of, it was basically like steroids for?
So the scrolls are pretty detailed in the capabilities, especially of the other schools besides Drunken Master, of what a accomplished disciple could do. As it would still take a long time without any magical interference to learn these.
Gotcha.
But yeah, as far as you know, you don't remember like ever. You don't remember if your masters had any communication with any other school.
Do the scrolls also list the temple locations, the monastery locations for each one?
It does actually.
Are there any Lanks word or in the same region as us?
No, there is not. Well, schools in your region right now and in Lanks, or
Yeah, like those are the two regions I'm looking for.
okay. There looks like there is a. There looks like there might be a monastery of the Way of Mercy. Let me get the map so I can give you a better location. Map. There looks like there is a school of the Way of Mercy. It currently looks like it sits on the Agatio Island, so it's the islands to the southwest of Robur, like right west of the tip of Robur, pretty much. As for lengths, it doesn't look like there's anything there. However, there looks like there is a temple of the four elements on Siren's Call, one of the Broken Isles, south of Langs. And it looks like there is other than, Shadow and Sun Soul, obviously in Robur. Those are the ones immediately besides the other two that are on your side. And the four elements is the closest one to Langs, but that's on a series of islands to the south of Langs.
All right. I think that unless the other monasteries also have these kinds of scrolls, I don't know if they're going to be in as much danger. Because I think, from what I felt in that dream when the old one came after me, I think the only monastic tradition an old one could use would be the long death. And physically, Gokor wasn't really built for anything else, so they had to use a style for which he was already a weapon, you know?
Tilda nods, but still looks a little unconvinced. I didn't prepare sending today, so... Saitari?
What do you need me to say?
Oh, give me a second. Ah, I don't know. I can't think, like, my brain is just completely fried. Just, can we say, like, we try to tell him all of this information in 25 words or less?
I'll say,
because I am
kind of like be
my
careful,
brain's like, no.
Gokor, or prepare for an attack. I understand what you're getting at. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
and see if they also have scrolls of the techniques like this at
Okay.
their temple. Because if they do, then that might make them more of a target.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Okay. Belzova replied that they do not have any scrolls of that nature.
Weird. Why would these guys have it and no one else?
Well, I mean, we only
That's a
contacted
good question.
just Belzor, so.
Yeah, but I would think it would be either everybody or not. I mean, like,
And with the whole how the masters work at Belzor's temple, you would think that if there was a temple to safeguard them, it would be that one with dual masters who've lived hundreds of lives between them.
Yep.
And maybe it was more nefarious than we thought.
Is like the drunken technique, is it like one of the oldest techniques or something? Like, does it have a longer history than the others?
You're not sure. If anything, you'd think Sun, Soul, and Shadow would be pretty long lived, given our own masters.
So why are these here? Why were they hidden? Why would?
And if Gokor did take it from the box, why would he put it back? Why would he put the box back if he burned the temple down?
well, it might be. So the whole thing was destroyed. It's possible that he took all of them, but because of the like way that he's connected with Long Death, that one didn't get like rebuilt when the whole place came back. Or it's possible that he took Long Death, tossed everything else on the ground, burnt down the temple, and because Long Death was gone when the temple was destroyed, it didn't come back.
Maybe we can ask Lyris to see if that particular scroll's also like blocked for some reason, in case it is like an old one interfering. Because the other possibility is that the Long Death scroll was not here when Gokor came here, and that's why he attacked. Because he was looking for it for some reason.
But he already knew it. I mean, I guess he could know more of it.
Or maybe he was going to use it to teach others?
But why would you need the scroll to teach others if you already knew it yourself?
Maybe he wasn't here for the scrolls. They were just here.
Maybe, but regardless, why is the Long Death one not here then? When did it leave?
Sadly, literally everyone who knows that would be dead. So
it could be also that he stole it when he left the temple initially. So.
Oh, that's also possible. It's possible it hasn't been here for years.
Yeah. As far as I remember, Gokor, when he was first leaving the temple, though, he was like a goody two-shoes, perfect student type. Like,
yeah, but not every teacher's pet is actually perfect. He could have been a little shitball and just really good at sucking up. Like,
yeah, and maybe that's why he was in Langs, because he took the scroll and there was information about it.
Ooh, yep. He could have found some sort of weird hint.
Okay, that's true.
Hey, Jared, when you're gone, do you leave the recording on? Like, we're still recorded when you're gone?
Yeah. Is there something I need to cut out?
No. I'm just imagining that this whole episode is just us spitballing random ass theories. So I just, it's just us being real bad at thinking of things.
I will say, I don't think Gokor took it when he left the monastery originally, though, because when he came to Aoife in the dream to tell her as much information as he could, he did not mention anything about it. And he was very forthcoming with just about everything in that dream.
But he might not have thought it was relevant. It's possible that he didn't know the relevance of the action, and then once it was to the time that he came back, he wasn't like in control of anything anymore, so he didn't really realize what happened. Though, did he say he was aware of everything that happened when he was in, like, when he was...
more or less.
Ugh.
But he was in Lynx trying to meditate because he had heard stories about it. Because he had mentioned like the reason why he was in Lynx. So if there was a scroll that he had found that told him to go there, I think he would have brought that up.
Oh, yeah. No, that's actually a pretty good point.
Did you want to talk to Relias about his rebuilding process?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We do, yes.
All right. He's still outside. At this point, he's hanging out with Bear Friend.
See if that scroll was in the temple at all. As like for when the backup copy was made.
When you ask him about the scroll, he says, "Well, I rebuilt the temple as it was prior to before it burnt down. So if the scroll was here, it should have been rebuilt with the rest of them. So that leads me to the assumption that your scroll wasn't here shortly before the temple burnt down. It was probably taken before. It would have burned with the rest, I assumed.
Because it's been months. When we were first getting information about the attack, was Gokor alone when he came back?
The adults will say yes.
Okay.
As far as they know, he was the only one here.
Really confused on what the hell is happening. A lot of moving pieces.
I'm gonna guess too that the monastery for Long Death isn't exactly like well known, or in a well known location.
In your travels, you've probably never heard of it, or even an active one.
Is it not a common practice?
Not super common. They're monks who are obsessed with how things die.
Right.
Not
but
death itself, but the mechanics of actually dying.
Right. But I mean, there's lots of different schools of lots of different things. So I didn't know if maybe, it just was. Is it frowned upon or is it just uncommon? Jared, would we know that? If it's something we wouldn't know, that's legit.
Yeah. You're not sure. I mean,
Okay.
Zaitari does have a point. Like, there aren't a lot of conquest paladins running. Well, you met one.
Obviously, we know one, but it's literally the one person that we know, and he has a fucking Bane shield. So
and he's an asshole. So yeah.
Yeah, and you don't exactly know a lot of necromancers running around, except with that cult of the dragon.
I feel like it might just be like a dark arts kind of thing.
Yeah,
gotcha.
It's just not. I just think we're overthinking it. I just don't think that they had it.
No, Mallory, everything means something. I'm joking.
But I'm gonna probably need to use the rest of my sendings for the day to contact the leaders that we know for the treasure hunters to kind of give out the information and see who can come here to help out with this situation. So
Okay. So yeah, you can send sendings to the leaders of the treasure hunters. Anybody else you think would be relevant, just let me know. For now, is Theo gonna be here eventually?
And Tilda, would you be cool if we invited Theo to help kind of delegate while we're figuring this out?
You could certainly invite him. I don't know if he'll come. He's a very busy duke, running his own duchy and such things. But
where are we at in the world, anyways?
You're in
Like, what continent are we on?
You're on Robur. You're pretty much in Robur in the north
Yeah,
part.
it's gonna take. The only way he's gonna get here is if like we teleport him. So.
Yep.
So I think it'll be easier if we ask some magical knowledge people.
We need to get a druid that can do transport via plants and just shimmy everybody through real fast.
Yeah.
Saitari, darling.
I don't have that
Could
spell.
you? No, but could you potentially contact Bittersweet?
I can, but again, it'll take them time to get here. And do we plan on relocating these children, or do we just want to have people come here?
Point out that having people come here is logistically much easier.
Plus, the buildings are in good shape again, so
yeah,
it's structurally sound and it's self-sustaining. Like there's food here,
and there are small children here that will be ripped from their homes. I think we should probably keep them here.
Fair enough.
I think what we should probably do is, because it's going to take time to transport anybody, and we're already here, I think we should just stay here while we work with the adults to get everything sort of sustaining itself, send out some sendings to people who can take over long term, whether it be like maybe seeing if Ricochet has any contacts or whatever that might be. Possibly seeing if we could even see if Belzor knows of any contacts that would be good to help here. I mean, he is part of a monastery. There might be like a mastering apprentice who's looking to branch out or something. You know.
Did any of the treasure hunters get back to me?
Gotta look at the list.
I probably would have contacted. Which were the ones that we met before the raid on the castle? Or do I know of any of them that are based in Robur?
You know, Bug is the one who is the leader in Robur. She gets back with you with well, that's a sticky situation. Let me find somebody for you, and get back. It's gonna take us a while to get up there, but I'll see what I can do.
I'll also contact Belzor.
Mm-hmm.
Ask him if he can send anybody out to help out that knows like the kind of structure of how these things work at a monastery.
All right. Belzor gets back to you, like, immediately. Says, hold on, I gotta get the name of the masters over there. Oh, Belzer says, I'm gonna send, hey, Zatari, gonna send, Good Feather up there. Hopefully should be there in a few days. I think he'll be okay. K.
Alright, sounds good. I'll relay the information. You gotta stick around for a couple days, so.
A few days isn't too bad.
But yeah. I think this is a good place to end it. Is everybody okay for the 11th?
Yeah.
Is that next week?
Yes.
Should be.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Cool.